He is returning after watching his latest national champion win the 10K, Clayton Young. The coach's name is Eyestone. He's a regular friend of the program. It's good to have you back.
Bad. Hey, thanks. Great to be here, guys. We certainly had an exciting 4 days in Austin, Texas, but it's great to be here where when you walk outside, you don't melt.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. You're like butter down
yes,
there.
Yeah, exactly.
That was ridiculous. That said, even in the heat and those brutal conditions, you watch Clayton Young win a national championship, and all of us, I think, were trying to emulate that sound from Isaac Wood. We just couldn't get to that range.
Can we hear it again?
There you go. Isaac Wood.
And a well-deserved cheer from Isaac's part because Clayton, Connor McMillan, and Connor Mance just had a great 10,000 meters and finished very strong. You know, the 10,000, I often say, is the most exciting event in track and field. I kind of say it joking because it can last 28, 29 minutes. But in this case, it was.
Oh, so fun.
Because we still had 8, 9, 10 guys together going into that last lap. And then to see Clayton take off like he did. And sometimes he finishes really strong. Sometimes he looks like he's going to finish strong and then fades a little bit. And so for him to go like he did, he ran 55 seconds on his last 400 and was able to pull away from one of the Kenyans who was favored to win the championship. Was very excited, and that's why Isaac Wood was screaming like a little girl.
Okay, he screamed, but you ran. So we're gonna see.
Yeah,
some
and I was running like a 57-year-old man there, and I'm the only guy in the arena wearing Levi's for some reason. It's like 90 degrees, 85% humidity. I'm wearing Levi's, and then I'm duking and jumping and trying to get through to the finish line. And I'm props to the cameraman too, for heaven's sakes, who's following me through all that.
Yeah.
So, and I think I mowed over one lady right there. Sorry. Sorry, lady. I stepped on somebody's cell phone. Oops. But it was worth it. It was worth it.
What was the moment like once you finally got there, which it feels like an eternity. You're going fast, but what was that moment like to have not one, but 3 guys in the top 4?
What I said is, guys, get over here. I want a big sweaty hug. And they all obliged, and it was fun. And a moment of relief, I think, on the part of them because they had worked hard. They had some of the top times going into the national meet. And it's tough when you have that target on your back and know that there are other guys that are going to be coming hard after you. But just a kind of exultation there. There's Connor McMillan, Clayton Young, and Connor Mance were there as well. So a very fun way to start the meet off.
Holy cow. Yeah, really exciting. In fact, some of your team members, I think, broke a ceiling fan. They were so excited
yes,
watching it in an
I don't know. It's exactly what happened. And that's the sort of things that makes coaching worthwhile, to see your athletes running well, performing well, and then seeing those athletes that didn't make the meet having their own watch party and going crazy and actually, I think Zach Jacklin, who stands about 6'7", I don't know if he broke it with his fist or with his head as he was jumping up and down, but good times, yeah.
You spoke at a devotional in the Marriott Center, I believe, one time about your freshman year in Austin running was it 10K?
Yeah, 10,000 meters, yeah.
And you talked about how you passed out and it was wild. So same track?
Same location. Back then, the track was inside the football stadium, and they've since built another arena.
But in Austin.
In Austin,
so
Texas.
You have some history there.
Yeah, and the guys were familiar with that history, and we tried to prepare as well as possible for those heat and humidity conditions. But, it's been more Seattle than summertime here in Provo. So I'm just proud of the ways the guys were able to come through and not have to run like a horse and be dragged off the course.
No one passed out.
No one passed out, fortunately. Yeah.
So I know that Austin became a location because Eugene, Oregon is being renovated and it's going to be amazing. Where else could you potentially hold this meet and get the type of results that all the teams are looking for?
Well, I guess that's the big debate. Sacramento could do a good job, and they've hosted Olympic trials, and they've hosted USA National. We've hosted the NCAA Championships a number of times here, but people are not that excited about coming to altitude to perform. At least the distance community is not. Although I think it would only be fair. I mean, if they drag us down to the heat and humidity of Austin, Texas, that we're not exactly accustomed to, then why not come up every few years to Provo, Utah to run?
Let's acknowledge what some of the ladies did as well.
Oh,
Brenna Porter and I believe, was that the same track that she had the incident in where she stumbled?
That track's a little bit about redemption because
Yeah.
at the prelims a few years ago, she had that stumble on the first hurdle, went down, gashed her leg, got up, and that made big time news as she finished. And so she was able to come back on that same track and just execute pretty much a flawless race to end up 5th place. That was a great race for her.
And Erica Burke-Jarvis, one of the all-timers here.
You know, Erica probably could have run safely for 2nd place. The young lady who won it from Boise State is by and far the best woman in the field. And when she pulled away with a lap to go, Erica was the only one that said, "No, I'm going to go after that." And so she was doing a great job. She was securely in 2nd place, but as a result of that, I think she was a little fatigued, had a little technique problem on the last water jump, caught a toe and went down, and was able to rally and still get 5th place. But yeah, a great race for her. And again, I think had she run just a safe race, maybe would have ended up in 2nd place. But that's not what it's about. I mean, when you have these athletes that have these huge goals and realize that that is a possibility to win a national championship, then why not go for broke? I mean, no guts, no glory. And I think she had an amazing race, Erica Burke.
This era in cross country and middle distance and long distance has been pretty incredible. Are these some of the most special groups in BYU history we're seeing here?
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of the talk on the message boards were, is this the best distance group ever? The fact that we had that we finished 1-3-4 in the 10,000 meters, and then we had 4 men in the final of the steeplechase and somebody in the final of 1500, and then Coach Taylor did a great job in terms of having people in the final of the 15, the 800, and the steeplechase as well, and to score first team All-Americans with Erica Burke and Whitney Orton and Anna Camp was just great. So yeah, things are rolling well. We're going to continue to build on that, obviously.
You told us last time you came in here, before you went to the NCAA Championships, the next step for the men's team specifically was finishing in the top 10. You did that.
Yeah.
So now what's the next step?
Well, you know what? We came so close to being top 4. You know, that was a goal, but our stretch goal really was a top 4, and we really came within probably, just 1 or 2 little better performances when you're only 5 points out of that. So obviously we're losing amazing athletes like Clayton Young to graduation. He'll be running professionally. But I think we have guys in the system that are going to step up. Every year you kind of see that. And so once you make the top 10, top 8, then obviously your next stretch goal is you want to make that podium spot, just as we've done in cross country. We want to do that in track and field as well. And it just shows you the importance of setting goals. If you come into my office now, you'll see on the whiteboard as a staff, last August, we put down the goals for the year. The goals were top 25 men, top 25 women, indoor and outdoor. Top and to win the MPSF on the men's side. We accomplished that. The women ended up tied for 25th place. You know, amazing what happens when you set goals, you believe in them, and then the coaching staff buys in and the athletes buy in, you accomplish those goals. And so now we got to erase that whiteboard and maybe set those goals a little bit higher and see how high we can raise the tide this next year.
We need to do that with football then. The goal is 8, but the stretch goal is
stretch
10.
Goal. Yeah, you got
10 wins. Let's go.
We need a stretch goal.
Stretch goal.
Yeah, the goal and the stretch goal.
Doesn't that make sense though?
Yes.
Because
No,
then I mean, sometimes you just set this stretch goal as your only goal, then you realize you have some fear. You have some fear involved. Sure. You don't want fear, so you set a good goal that is going to be a healthy goal, but then you have a stretch goal out there that you don't fear, but you realize you can do it if everything falls into place.
No, that makes sense.
Fantastic. Ed, congratulations again on another exciting season.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It's awesome. Good to take a couple days off before cross country starts, and we'll do that.
It's true.
You'll see the boys running around and girls running
on vacation. Take that beautiful wife of yours somewhere and enjoy the summer.
We're going to go down to South America. We're going to go down to South America and see the eclipse that's coming up in Santiago, Chile.
Oh,
so
exciting. Enjoy.
Yeah, thank you.